All right. Good morning. Good morning. Who got those 500 longs post NFP? Anyone trading some pre market action? Pretty nice setups there so far in the pre market. What we're going to be looking at for this morning is essentially whether or not buyers can continue to hold that 21,500 area as support. That's going to be the primary focus early on in the session. We do have a bit of well, we have the makings of a near term range starting to build out. Not a true range just yet, just a couple of sessions, right? You got Wednesday's push into those all time highs. Fresh all time high was technically made on Thursday. Price trades lower into some intraday support from Wednesday's session. Now we're bouncing up and through that 21,500. So I'll be looking at the reaction versus 21,500. We don't have a lot to work with in this area. We've got one level of interest and then just some reference points. Prior day high, overnight low, nearest level of interest down below there is 21,340, which is that higher time frame breakout point. So let's see how this open is looking. Backdrop remains bullish on all time frames. 2 minutes till the open. We do still have MCS at 10 a.m. Then we have some Fed speak later on this morning as well. Looks like 10:30. We've got Fed's Gooby speaking, and then at 1 p.m. another Fed speaker. So price right here up against 21,500. NQ remains the focus. Prior day volume point of control, kind of keeping a lid on things this morning. Nonetheless, some decent setups versus that 500 level. This is the kind of action I like to see post data. Don't need to trade the actual data print. Don't need to be trading that momentum move. But once price gives you those pullbacks, especially if you zoom out a little bit, you'll see the prior overnight high right through here. Right, you got some fib reference points, then holding as support. So pretty good action. Pretty good action. If you like to trade pre-market, that is. Let's see the open here, 45 seconds. All right, there's the open. NQ still in this little pre-market structure. We do have a very slight gap higher, still within the prior day's range. We know sellers have shown up here into the prior day volume point of control previously. So let's see how that area is going to be treated. But take a look at kind of that near-term structure, right? We're just pretty much right here. And here's that prior day volume point of control for NQ coming into the overnight high. Next upside reference point is that overnight high. Potential range building out. Yeah, we have a potential near-term range in the making. NQ coming into that overnight high. See if buyers are able to push through that overnight high. So far, a nice hold versus the 21,500. Personally, I'm still cash for the regular session. Here's the overnight high, 21,530 for NASDAQ. Above that, as far as reference points are concerned, we're looking at the prior day high. Up into 567. There's NQ up and through the overnight high. Nice push. Held that overnight structure, that pre-market structure quite nicely. You have the 50% fib right there. You have VWAP right there. New highs being made. Very slight new high. Yeah, that was a pretty good entry earlier. I passed on it. I'm still cash for the regular session. Had some scalps pre-market, so just looking for something clean. Want that easy money play. No need to be trading the open. Don't forget we have MCS at 10 a.m. as well. Opening 5-minute bar. It's pretty bullish. Fresh highs being made right there. New high of day on NASDAQ. Goober Squad is back in action. It's like you have ES up through the overnight high as well. Still cash. Still cash for the regular session. I did have some pre-market trading. Right now, just waiting. Just waiting. The one entry that looked pretty good was right off the open, right through here. That was the fib level, overnight structure, and then VWAP. Fib retracement for that NFP move. NQ retesting the highs. There's your new high of day. Next upside reference point on NQ here is that prior day high. It's kind of what we're working with in the near term on NQ. Range, near term range. So we'll see how that prior day high is going to be treated. Chopping YM. Oh, yeah, that does look choppy. Yeah, NASDAQ's been on its own this week. That's for sure. ES has been slow. Had some decent setups in Russell. Yeah, thankfully we have NQ to trade. NQ coming into that prior day high now. I am still cash, no entry. No entry that I really loved. So we're just letting it go. Letting it trade. It's kind of the main chart I'm looking at right here on NQ. 5-minute regular trading hours chart. Coming into that prior day high, 21,560. There it is. Up through the prior day high. And that's a fresh all-time high on NQ. Looks like highest volume of the session so far right there as well. Not all that surprising considering the backdrop. Bullish, bullish. Opening 15-minute bar, quite strong. NQ almost into that 21,600 upside reference point. Not going to chase this move, so we're just waiting. Likely going to be waiting for MCS 10 a.m. So far you've had this right through here. We discussed that. Or a couple of shallow, higher, low setups here on the micro time frame, little structure based plays there with the overnight high. If you were feeling aggressive. Personally did not love those opportunities, so we're still cash. There's 600 on NQ. So we can take that intraday fib. See if we get any sort of retracement here into 10 a.m. Five minutes just vertical. Don't chase. Don't chase. Whatever you do, do not chase. Stay patient. Stay patient. We've got data in 6 minutes. So we're just waiting right now. Wait for data if you're not already long. Training the patience muscle till failure. What happens after failure? You get a full port. Full port time. Or close the broker. 0 DTE calls. There we go. Man of culture right there. Yeah, it was a nice move this morning. Very tough to find an entry for. That's kind of the challenge. Move looks good. Entry was tough. So you needed some conviction in the fib retracement from that NFP move right through here. Overnight structure, pre-market structure, fib retracement, NFP move, and then VWAP. And it also requires that you trade the open. The problem I had with this entry was that the 500 level of interest was directly overhead. So just elected to pass on that one, especially considering I was trading pre-market. So did not want to be super aggressive at the open. And then this action through here was kind of your next opportunity. Something like a higher low, like probably this last higher low right there near the overnight high gives you an opportunity to utilize the reference point as your level. And that kind of microstructure and the little shallow pullback there. That's about it so far. Yeah, there's a time and place for our opening drive. Time and place, time and place. Unless you're Christopher, that time and place is every day. Every day for Mr. Christopher. All right, we got 90 seconds till MCS. 90 seconds till 10 a.m. Let's see. Hopefully we get some sort of washout. All right, data in 30 seconds. MCS, usually market moving. So we'll see if we get some volatility here and what that is looking like. Although the past couple MCS prints have been relatively quiet. So already a new high of day there. Is that it? Is that it? All right, I guess that's it. It's a nothing burger print. At this point, I'll need a retest into prior day high would be ideal, even the overnight high, or some more continuation up above 615 that then offers some pullback into the 21,600. Otherwise, you're going to need some significant intraday structure to build out. There's just not enough to lean on when the market's at all-time highs like this. It's basically no man's land. You do have a high volume node starting to build out up here. Just taking a look at that volume profile. A lot of volume transacting up above 600. Yeah, this is that first fib extension from the recent pullback, from the November pullback. Gonna walk away if no trades by 10:30 is probably a good call. See if sellers start to step in here. If you got S&P trading near that prior day high, YM rejected the overnight high coming into the prior day low just about. Not a lot happening in Russell here. NQ just kind of churning near this 21,600 upside reference point. So we'll see how this structure starts to build out now. Volume remains really good, so volume's not really a concern here for right now. I gave the 600 a try just in case. No follow through. So game plan now. Want to see some deeper pullback. May or may not materialize. Like to see some pullback into the prior day high, maybe that overnight high area. Still like keeping an eye on the 600 if we can see another extension move being made and then some sort of pullback that retest, like a basic market structure play. Other than that, I'll need some sort of strong intraday structure because, like I said, NQ's just into, this is all just no man's land. Don't have any real levels to work with. And for me, those stronger levels are pretty much the basis of my edge as a trader. Thankfully, we had those decent setups from pre-market. Otherwise, so far, this would just be cash morning. There's that new high. Looks like I was shaking out. Didn't want to give that one any breathing room, so let it go. Let it go. It's kind of like what we talked about yesterday in the mentorship group. If you don't have strong conviction in a trade opportunity, management's probably going to be tight. And if it is, if that trade ends up doing what you expected, you can't be upset about it. Just let it go. That was the 600 reference point. Long setup there. So NQ into new highs. Volume remains quite good. NQ into just that price discovery mode. If this ends up being one of those trend days that is just shallow pullbacks, that is not my tape, unfortunately. So won't be much trading on my end. How's everyone doing so far? How's the morning? About 45 minutes into the sesh. Anything yet or still cash? flat. Nice. One of one with a runner. Nice. Cash, cash. Took that paper trade. Nice. Cash. Took the paper trade. Nice. Green. Good. Good deal. Green. Nice. Looks like a few you got in that 600 little structure play. Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, it was a pretty nice little setup there. I chickened out. Chickened out, let it go. So that next upside reference point is way up into 725. Oh, Benny, you traded pre-market? Nice. Yeah, that was some pretty good action. Looked pretty good. Yep, that's one of the main scenarios I'm looking for. Mish. Pull back to 600 reference point. But it's already happened 2 times now. So what we do have is price above that high volume node that was building out up here. Tells us that was potentially reaccumulation. So it's a good sign. Yeah, I don't love those shallow pullbacks either, personally. And I don't love reference points, so it is what it is. Gotta know what you like to trade. Yeah, this thing's nonstop. Nonstop 650s coming into it. Your next upside here, 725 for NQ. Third espresso. Already got the quad shot going. Not even done with the quad yet. Yeah, 725 is a fib extension. Mr. Mish. No, this one on the screen right here. Right there. That is the November 11th high. And the low is marked on the 19th. So August. What are you looking at? August? August 5th low? To yesterday's high. Now, for the extension, you go from the high to the low. For a retracement, you go from the low to the high. Oh, man. All right. Drilled there. Nicely done, Dave. Nicely done, sir. Was that the 600 long? The same entry? Dang. I need some of that conviction, man. Got like 5 points out of that. Send me some conviction. Need that. Possible retrace to 450s. It's possible, sure. Yeah. Anything's possible in markets. I'm not in the prediction business personally. That's not my game. I just react to whatever price is doing. I definitely don't try and call tops, especially when everything else is bullish. I let a top be established. I let some sell signal materialize on the higher time frames. Wait for proof that sellers are actually there. But let's take a look at that daily again. See that daily. So we did have the inside day yesterday following a big breakout, right? Breakout to all-time highs. Inside day, which is basically a resting bar. Think about that as like a resting bar. And so the general rule of thumb is trade in the direction that the inside day breaks in. In this case, it broke higher. So you just want to be focusing on that continuation move. The daily does not show any signs of slowing as of right now. Like, remember when other tops, local tops, were being made? You get pretty obvious signals. And then after this day, shorting becomes much easier. Or even over through here. You have kind of that 4 session range, it breaks lower. Okay, shorts become more obvious. So the point is, you can really just wait. You can wait for those sellers to materialize. But that's just how I like to do it. That's not going to be right for it's not going to be right for everyone. I just like to follow the primary wave, primary move. Oh, you found the Top Step interview or what? That's pretty cool. That thing has got to be old now. But yeah, reactionary. I mean, it means that you're typically going to miss the exact low or the exact high, but that has just always been a better approach. It feels good. Don't get me wrong. It feels good on the ego to nail the low or to nail the high, definitely. But from a long term consistent profitability standpoint, it's just easier to wait for proof of what you want to see and then look for the entry. So my whole thing is I don't need to be the first one in to make money, and I do better with a higher hit rate. Like, my personality gravitates towards a higher hit rate. So that's kind of the system. But as far as an intraday trend, because today's just a trend day higher so far, could change. One of the first clues you want to look for is some sell signal. On my general rule of thumb is sell signal, in this case on the 15 or 30-minute chart. Once that starts to materialize, then you can start to see if you could find an entry or not. But right now, NQ is just into no man's land. So this is like a do nothing sort of tape for me. It's been 3 good entries so far. Down through here, right through here, and then this one pretty solid. I got shaken, but it was solid nonetheless. Yeah, exactly. It's low probability, but it doesn't stop people from constantly trying to fish it out. Something about it. Like a trend day lower, you'll see people just always trying to they're buying every little bounce. It just rolls over. Same thing with a day like or a morning like this. Every little pop they're shorting into just grinds higher. It's much easier just to wait for a little exhaustion. Some trades are definitely easier than others. I just like to be in those easier plays. We're getting another high volume note up here. Take a look at the regular trading hours. This will, depending on that action at 600, this will make it a more challenging scenario for those of you that were waiting for longs at 600. If you have all this volume overhead, yeah, you can swing trade futures, but it requires full margin. So whatever broker you're using, like the popular one, Trade08, they have different margin requirements for day trading and holding overnight, which what they call overnight is just the 1 hour period where futures market are closed, which is at 5 p.m. I believe 5 to 6 p.m. or maybe it's 4 to 5. But yeah, you can trade or you can swing futures. Probably it probably would be easier to swing trade options. Stepping away. All right, man. Take care. Take care. Have a good weekend. See you Monday. So volume's starting to taper down a bit here. Starting to get into that minimum threshold. Starting to see the 15-minute show a little bit more selling interest, potentially through that prior bar low for the first time all session. Yeah, there's a big volume void right there. True. Very true. Very, very true. I mean, at this point, we're not even getting that pullback into 600. Can't even get into 600 here. 5 minute has just entered pure barcode on NQ. That's just straight barcode. ES looks terrible. Yeah, ES has been untradeable. Those ranges are way too tight. NQ's back into the highs. I think it's time to call it. Call it a morning there. Keep it going in the think tank if we see anything else. But two main scenarios I'm interested in are going to be some retrace into 600, maybe prior day high, maybe overnight high. These shallow pullbacks right here are just I can't do anything with those personally. That's just considered a chase for me. So some good action today. Definitely personally underperformed considering what was presented. Probably should have been in right there. Right there. Was in right there. Didn't love it. Let it go. Part of the game. Part of the game. But did all right pre-market, so we'll take that for a Friday. For a Friday. The old 550. Yeah, I'll just probably lump that in with VWAP in that prior day high area. But I don't have anything at 550. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend. Stay warm. Stay warm out there.